Hi, it's Beezy. It is day 35 and it's April 17th, 2022. Happy Easter, happy big energies, happy flow to things. The energies are kicking my butt and Xander's butt a little bit. He wasn't feeling well a little earlier, and neither was I. Kind of I think just energy turmoil and super big energies. And anyways, today was a little frustrating, I have to say, because I was working most of the day and working hard doing that and having a long list of things I have to get through. And the last couple days I'm working, and I'm also trying to get obviously packed and organized. And I'm trying to, okay, I'm going to stop trying. My intention is to get all this done so that I can relax, so that I can breathe, so that I can get some stuff done on my business, create some things. The ideas are starting to flow in. It's exciting. I want to play with those. I want to connect with you to play with those. Um, and I want to accomplish that and play in that, at the very least, play and have fun playing in that before I leave here on the 26th, so that I've taken some time before I leave here to decompress, to relax a little, where everything's packed. And even if I, go out of just a bag or something to live the last couple of days, that's fine. So it's just I can do another load of laundry or whatever it is, and that's all finished, so that I can have some relaxing time here, so that when I drive out of here and drive, it's about a almost 3 hour drive, not quite, but almost 3 hour drive to the cabin, that I can just be in a good space with Rose and Keegan and Xander all in the truck, and um, get there early and go for a walk, and have that be where it's some more healing time, some more detoxing time, but also, from this situation here. Those who know a little bit about the situation know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, but I can then start right into the fun time, the play time, the me time, whether I'm actually using the inspiration that's coming through and creating stuff, or taking photographs, or doing all sorts of stuff with my light and coded imagery, whatever. It's just to have fun for me purely, and to let that creativity flow and be unleashed, and then see where that takes me, see where it goes. Which is why my intention is to get this done as if I was, had to be done at the very latest by Wednesday, so that I have that buffer. So I'm not just kind of coming from a place of working all the time here on so many levels, and then I go and feel like I just have to veg out for the time that I'm there. I don't want to spend the time that way. I want to spend the time having fun, and I want to spend the time, sure, relaxing, but I want to spend the time um, conscious. I don't want to be so tired that I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do anything, right? I don't want to start off that way. I want to finish this whole thing as best I can, and organize as best I can, and then just let it go. Whatever I haven't finished, just get rid of it, and have those 5 or 6 days, 5 days anyways, to just be in that flow and get organized. So it's been a little frustrating because haven't done too much of that. I'm working on something right now that has to do with with my whole email setup, and when subscribers sign up, and how to navigate them through that in a way that's welcoming, that we get a chance to meet each other and have a conversation and just start a relationship, because that's what I want the emails to be, is a conversation and a relationship. And someone from who's following interesting things they saw on the blog or in videos or something, and they say, well, that's interesting, I'd like to find out more, and so they sign up, they're a subscriber. And so have, you know, a regular newsletter that goes out, and then have the blog, you know, feed that goes out once a week. But really start to, I want it to be a community. I want to have part of the community be in emails, where it's people are emailing me with with ideas and thoughts and plays and suggestions, and what's going on with them and what are they playing with, so that there gets to be a, you know, at first a virtual friendship and a connection, and then more deeper, to see what it is people are doing and how they want to play and how we can play together in different ways. And then, you know, because it is a business, you know, that there are things that there, you know, some workshops or different products or different services that they may be interested in, and there'll be, you know, some information about that as well. So I'm trying to work on that. And I understand the concept I'm upgrading to, and a better flow with all that, but there's a couple of pieces that aren't quite gelling yet. So I'm actually I do have a mentor call on that tomorrow. Um, so I'm doing I think I'm doing a wellness call in the morning, so I have to miss an hour of work, take my lunch break early, because it's a wellness call. It's wellness for my heart and soul and mind for my business, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm prepping for that, so I can get the most help. I need to help me help them help me. So, and then the energies, you know, upset stomach and all that kind of stuff this afternoon. So anyways, it's been a little bit frustrating, and I'm not diving into it. And like I said, Xander wasn't feeling good either. Keegan's feeling great, and Rose is feeling great. So that's good. Two of the four of us. I'll take that. I'd love to have all four of us. So that's just a little bit of frustration on that, but I like how I'm moving through it. I like how that I'm not burying the frustration. I like how I'm not dancing and really getting into frustration, and I'm seeing how can I shift things a little bit. And I thought, well, I'm going to take a break from what I was doing now, and I'm going to sit down and do my daily video journal and see how that flows. Last night was kind of cool. um, and I don't really have an intention when I sit down to do these. What comes forth and what I want to, you know, what all of me wants to bring forth is usually the way it happens. So, and I like connecting. There's something, to me, it's not just a computer screen. I'm actually reaching out and connecting with all of you in various different ways. And some I know, you know, well, and feel the energy connection, and some are new people who are coming by and looking. So it's a real tangible thing for me. It really is a connection that way. And in person is excellent too. And I'll, you know, I'll be out and about there, and my intention is very very seamlessly and effortlessly, with ease and grace and quickly, have you know, a whole home, the whole rig, and then I can start planning a little of a journey, because it won't have so many constraints of where I can stop, where I can stay, what I can do, those kinds of things, as I do with the way I leave from here. So I would love to, you know, kind of post that I'm going to be heading to this state or this area, and if you're kind of near that and can drive, and we can have a, you know, a gathering. That's one of the things that I want to do. So I guess I'm chomping at the bit a little to start creating and start becoming into all of that. And part of me is wanting to be self-sufficient, wanting to have my ideas and my inspiration and my gifts that I have support me on this journey as I support others and guide others and create and play with others. So there's a little frustration there. But since I can't point to a lot of things where it's out of my creative mind and in a tangible form that one can take and make use of, that's kind of silly to be frustrated at that, because I haven't pulled it out and put it down yet. Some products and services I have, and some I haven't. But then it goes back to frustrating because I haven't done this. So I'm in this little bit of a frustration loop, and I'm not dancing with it. I'm just acknowledging it and asking and playing with guidance and ideas from all facets of me to help me, is if I do this piece, will that help me do this? And what's the best flow that flows with the creativity and flows with the fun, and then, can get things done. So the email piece is a big one because it's a great way to get more flow in how to communicate in a way that's having a conversation, that's unfolding this story that's in thread that's going, and all of the cool stuff that I'm experiencing. So that's a big piece I want to get a better handle. Part of it's tech, and part of it is just a way to set up the flow so it makes sense to those who are coming into the flow. I think that's basically it. I would say today that I may start doing little short videos, like a minute or two, just on a word. Of course, we know how well if I say it's short. But the last night was good. I really had fun. It really was energizing, even though it was dropping me to my knees at the magnitude of what it was. So I'm going to end it here and play and actually put my frustration to bed and just let it relax, finish up on the thing I'm doing, and then probably not pack. I have a lot of that to do, but not work on that tonight, and give myself an hour to finish. So it'll take me about an hour and a half to finish these other things I'm working on, and then give myself an hour to just relax before I go to sleep, and start at the crack of dawn to a job. Big job day tomorrow. So perseverance, I think, is the word. To persevere and push through and keep flowing in a way that's playful, in a way that's not pushing, but just resolutely continuing to take one step further in each varying direction that I'm choosing to go. And when I'm running into some frustration, instead of spinning on it, to say, well, I was asked to, and I agreed to do, and I'm loving doing these video journals, so I'm going to take that break from that and do this now, and then go back to that, and keep the commitment to whatever it was I'm doing. So commit to go back to working on that for another hour. If it comes faster, great, but another hour at least, and flow with that, and then acknowledge that I am tired, and take a little less pile of stuff to work on tonight and do that. And one other thing that's very interesting is I keep thinking in terms of, which is very interesting, I'm thinking in terms of how I will, for the first time, starting to think about in terms of how I'll structure my day, how I'll have kind of a loose plan for the days, and they're going to have fun and they're going to have relaxation, but how I might have those flow to capture creativity, and especially if I have the luxury, which I do for the first little bit, is to not have to keep moving all the time, so I can get in a routine and then flow and have play and relaxation with the pups, and wiggling and running down the forest or beach would be fun, they would say. but also then to be creative and so that I can keep moving forward. And so in these moments where I'm in the job still, and I'm looking at that, I'm kind of wanting, I want to be done with this so I can start that. And so I guess I'm pre-paving that, and that feels reassuring. It feels like it's building confidence in me. It feels like I'm not scheduling everything out, but I'm just getting a loose plan of how I want to do it and how I want to play with it. So I can, as I said, start, finish this up now and then get started now. And I think that whatever that we're doing, if we can have plans, not even the right word, it's just a loose outline, a loose flow in what we're wanting to feel, or the the sense of the streams of energies that we're flowing in, because it gets us takes the excuse away from a lot of our habitual things of being frustrated, or things are moving too fast or too slow, or not getting enough done, or not getting anything done because we're so frozen or overwhelmed. So I'm looking at a new way to play with all of that. That's not about multitasking and lists and all this kind of stuff, but it's about flow. So what's the intention of the feeling? And this is really the crux of what I've been playing with today. What's the intention that I have? And then what is the feeling component of that intention? And so I could write something down. I want to complete this task. That's fair. But what is the feeling of completing that task going to feel like? And how is that, again, like what we were talking about last night, how is that bringing up an exchange of value for me and giving me energy, giving me value? In completing that, what's the value? What is the currency? What is the charge, right? How is that feeding me in a most positive, expansive way? And then as a component, perhaps not a subcomponent, but a component of that, so how will the outcome of completing, say, this task, how will that shift things for me? How will that present new things for me, or connect things to me, or expand different things? And so taking that kind of as a whole part of the equation, then that lets me set a container around it of energetics and feeling, so emotion and energetics, and it also gives me the charge, the energy, and the sometimes stick-to-itiveness to keep going a little longer, or to really get with the inspiration that's coming, and harness the flow of it, so it's just this beautiful expanding thing. So I'm playing with that now. Just started today because it's coming to me over and over to play with. New way to do. I guess in the old you'd label it as productivity, or getting things done, or completions of things. And yes, that is still the case, but it's coming from a very different perspective and perception. It's coming from a very different driver, energetic currency, as if this was a car. So now my whole creational force is a car, but it's not being propelled by fuels that are depleting. It's being propelled by fuels that are self-replicating. So the very act of taking a few more steps, or one step to go move forward in the completion, to move forward in what the creation I want to make is, gives me more energy, gives me more excitement, gives me more currency flowing to do that. Even if I'm, having a stuck part, or a wrestling with something place, whatever it is, because I'm coming intentionally from that focus, from the heart based, and I'm using solution energy. It's a whole thing that I've tuned my sensory array into to use that. So it is um, feeding me, it is nourishing me, it is nurturing me, it is inspiring me, it is letting me play in different ways and creating with myself, co-creating within myself and with others around. So that's, I think, the takeaway for me, for an expansive side, what I'm playing with today. And I'm just hitting one of those places where it's a frustration thing, and how do I flow through that? How do I flow through that in a way that, again, lifts me up and moves me forward? So I haven't figured it out yet. I'm playing with it, and I like, so far at least, I'm not I'm not tiring myself out. I'm staying at least status, status quo energy, perhaps a little bit on the side of more energy coming in. So I think that made a little bit of sense. It sure did in here, but I haven't figured it out how to language it yet. So have a wonderful, happy Sunday night on the 17th, and the energies. And I like the sound of that. 17th on Easter. I like that. I love you.